Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show, baby. No, I'm just joking. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Massive dumps for Bitcoin. Huge, long liquidations. They came for us. They took us out. They smashed it. What is going on? Let's take a look at BTC. Let's get the music back up and running. That critical time for Bitcoin, 114K. Come on, BTC. I thought it was up only season. I told everyone to be careful. I told everyone you never know. I told everyone you got to stay open-minded. You got to say, I have no idea where Bitcoin's going to go. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance, and I'm going to take whatever I can get, piece by piece, step by step. Let's take a look at what's happening here to BTC. So Bitcoin had this beautiful Adam and Eve double bottom this morning. Looked like you'd easily, try to fake out the bots, but made a beautiful Adam and Eve. Made it look like it was going to reverse for sure, and then got rejected by the 200 moving average, probably on the 5-minute time frame, the 7-minute time frame there, and that right there actually fell below. But you can see the 7-minute couldn't get above the 200, fell back below. Now it is struggling. Could Bitcoin continue lower? It looks like it may. The bears are in control. The chart suggests that we go to 110,877. That is the target. We're going to show you why and how. I'm not saying that's guaranteed, but the bulls have to get us back above this 116 resistance now. You can see this kind of double top that happened right there. 1, 2. We can't get back above that. Expect more downside for Bitcoin. So you got to break through this, and then you got to break through that. These are the two big resistance areas here and here. 116 right there, and then what's this next level? 118, 950, 119. So you have some trouble already. You've now created resistance. That was previous support. 119 was strong. Now you're going to, and 117 was strong too. You broke a weekly support that had been begun on these two candles here, and you really needed to keep that weekly above that. The second this weekly candle closed, it changed market structure immediately. Like I said before, we had this idea. We also had this idea. I said, now that we're making this fourth candle, it's more unlikely that we're making this idea. I said, it's more likely we go sideways, but you never know. This could still wick up. We could still go sideways. It's not over yet. They're definitely toying with price action. And they know if price is going to go up, they're going to try to get you out before the pump. Liquidations below 107, 108 still may hold. We don't know for sure. Right now, there's a bunch of liquidity right down here at 113,250. I showed my losses to my trading group. I showed them what happened. I was in a long. It did not play out. I'm still in the long, but dang. They're really pushing my buttons, making it very, very difficult for me to stay in the long. So I'm not panic selling. I don't want to get out when I shouldn't, but dang, they're definitely pushing me to the edge here in the summer months. And even me, I'm a trader for life. I've been doing this for a long time. There's a couple weeks of summer where I like to just actually tune out and hang out with my family and friends. Bitcoin refuses to do that. The second there's a day where I just need a moment to breathe, I'll look and we'll be dumping. And I'll be running back to the charts, talking to the trading group. I tell everybody, never run a trading group. You know what I'm saying? Once you're that as deep as I am in it, it'll become your life. You won't be able to stop. It'll be everything. It'll be constantly. Just trade, man. You'll be fine. Join a trading group. You don't want to be me. I mean, a lot of people want to be me, but a lot of people don't want to be me. Imagine not taking a day off for the last 1,730 days. Imagine grinding every single day. Imagine never stopping. And it doesn't end. Again, I choose that reality, right? But that's the reality that I want. I want a hard life. I want a life so hard that if you try to replicate my life, it will be very difficult for you. You'd have to be extremely disciplined and focused to replicate the results that I produce. So let's take a look here. Bitcoin on the 5-day chart. Come back to the 21-day moving average. Bounce off 110. This is all still possible here for BTC. We got, a bearish indication too right there. Bearish divergence on my RSI, on my stochastics. So 3-day chart also now look like it's coming back down to the 21. Looks like we're going to get this foldable, movement to the downside. The only thing is that could save us is we could possibly make it like an ascending triangle here. We could bounce vertically, then go sideways. That's what the bulls are praying for. That's your hopium copium right now. Like seriously, your hopium copium is that's what you're going to see, Let me pop out the chat and see what's happening in the chat. The chat is flying. It's out of control. Love you, bro, but no chart this whole time, right? Oh, my God. And my wife doesn't hit me up and tell me that I've been doing this the whole time with no chart. I tell my wife the whole point of her is to watch the stream. Watch, how do I nicely tell her that all she has to do is watch the stream from me? How do I nicely do it, everybody? Babe, for 10 minutes straight, honey. I'm not going to yell at you, but I need help sometimes. And it would be nice for somebody to tell me. I could have done the whole show like that. And nobody would have known. I'm not angry, but like, damn, man. You know? I try to, her job is to watch the stream the first 10 minutes. You know? She's had a lavish life because of me. She has everything she's ever needed. All she needs to do is watch that stream. I'm paying right now for a babysitter so she doesn't have to watch the baby. So don't tell me she's got the baby. You know, I pay for a cook so she doesn't have to complain about cooking. I pay for a live-in nanny for most of the summer. I do everything I can to make sure the stream runs good. It's all right. I'm not upset. I'm not angry. I'm disappointed. 100%. It's my fault. It's my fault. I'm the one that has to do it all. You know what I mean? It's always on me. So it's my fault. You know what I mean? It's on me. But I just wanted to... The thing is, I can't look at my phone. You see what I'm saying? Because my team will hit me up and they'll be telling me. Like, I got phone calls from people. But, anyway, let's break it down. I was just doing so much awesome technical analysis. All right. She's sleeping on the couch. I know. Yeah. Better be silent, somebody says. I know, right? Why not pay someone to help you, not your wife? Because you'd have to live with me, and that's just not going to happen. I had paid 3 people to help me, but they would call my phone. We came to the determination that she has to watch it and physically contact me because my focus is right here. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Sam, I'll help you out. Always on, listening to you. No, we've came to the determination that only my wife can do this. In the first, from 10 to, she has one job, literally from 10 to 10:10, she has to watch the live stream. But I've said it for years, it doesn't happen. Trust me. I don't know what it is about marriage. You'll say something for 100 times over, it won't happen. And yelling about it and complaining won't matter. I guess you just shrug it off. You know what I mean? But I'm teaching you guys about life, like life, you know what I mean? When it comes to, what you got to get done. Anyway, it's my fault. Let's move on. But I did a great bang-up job on the analysis. And let's break it down yet again. So we have this resistance here at 109,000. And we had beautiful support there at 117. We've lost that, as I was talking about. We went below it. The idea was that we had this beautiful sideways channel beginning to form. And everything was kind of going our way. And we just needed to curve that 21-day moving average further up. It looked like it could do it. And things are all right. Extremely bullish news, a lot of buying. And, we're seeing that we're getting this, rising wedge. Now, rising wedges can break down 68% of the time. So this is supposed to dump on you back to 77,080K, right? Back to that area. That's what is supposed to happen. We've had numerous Fibonacci retracements, and that was a higher low, telling us that we have strong support at 101,000. Okay? Bang. No, we've come to determine. We've sat. Maybe before you start going ham on the charts, the suggestion would be to check with the chat. Everything looking good, guys. It will be. We've gone through all of this, everybody. We've gone through all of these suggestions. The thing is, I'll get too focused into the charts. We've come to determine that we need one person to watch the stream for 10 minutes that can physically contact me. Yeah. That's all. That's all. We've come to determine that that's all we needed. She did yell at the right time. She came in a little late, but she came in. You know what I mean? But I will remind her today that her one job is to watch from 10 to 10:10. Literally or 10:10 to 10:20. Sorry, like right once I start live, that's it. That's it. Make sure that I'm doing it right. She makes a lot. Her life is very nice because of that. That's all. You know what I mean? Can we get this bounce off this key level? You never know. The weekly candle is now a bearish candle. So, you know what I mean? Yeah. Who's known is she single? You guys are funny. Hey, Sam, would you take a look at PENGU? We'll take a look at PENGU. Shout out to Cryptic Mama in the house. We got a mama out here. We got a Cryptic Mama in the house. God bless you. Thank you so much for that super chat. Thank you very much. Blessings on blessings to everybody out here. Thank you, Jamie, and all my team. that DM me, they can't see the charts, even though I won't check the DM at that time. Just won't happen. Sometimes, you never know. So look, the weekly stochastics RSI, very overbought. Almost every time we have had a dump there. So if this was the top of the market, what if this was the top? What if Bitcoin never, that's it. We go through a multi-year bear market now and everyone goes through pain. And they say, but you guys said it was more, we get a shoulder, we get a head, we get a right shoulder. You can already see what could happen because this would be the measured move. You can see the measured move of what would be a projected pattern. I mean, that could take us, you'd see Bitcoin DAC to 45,000. People would be bugging out, right? And then we'd have another market. This is possible. I'm not saying it's guaranteed. I'm not saying it's happening for sure, but is this not in your realm of possibilities? Then you're not ready for cryptocurrency. You're ready for something to do exactly what you think it's going to do every time. And if it doesn't, you're going to collapse mentally, emotionally, and have a complete meltdown. That can't happen. That's why most people leave crypto, because most people aren't ready for what they're not expecting. They want it to be exactly how it's supposed to be, but that's just not how it is in real life. All right? It is what it is. So let's take a look. The weekly bearish engulfing candle right now, no go. It's not a good sign. 5-day chart, as we showed you, forming more of a falling wedge now. We pulled the Fibonacci when you weren't paying attention. I'm just messing with you. We pulled the Fibonacci when I didn't have the screen up. And we could see that we could come back down to 107,000 when I wasn't paying attention. And they're right here at 110K. So these areas are likely 21-day moving average overbought on the stochastics RSI. Kind of topped out there. I was looking for a sideways consolidated flag that could break us out. The daily kind of had me cooking. The 3-day chart away from the 21, oversold in the stochastics. Looks like they're just going to kind of put us in a flag. I'm not overly bearish because this could even just be 6 or 9 days of sideways price action. There's a chance we do bounce here. And we turn this into a ascending triangle. There's a chance we do bounce today. We go sideways and we get a nice pump to the upside. This is still on the table. I'm still open-minded for this. Hanging by a thread, but still open-minded. You see that it could turn into an ascending triangle, but it's few and far between at this point. It's the less likely scenario. All right. And then here we are with watching the daily candle. You can almost say, look, shoulder, head. It kind of had a head and shoulder pattern, right? I mean, it's kind of a Bart Simpson, right? Bang. I mean, it looks like it'll Bart Simpson its way all the way back down to 110. I mean, that's a fast move down. Like, you lost this, you got a gap here. Ah, man, it does look like Bitcoin's going to head somewhere down to 111.8, 110,000. I don't see what's going to stop it. There's no support here at all. None. You see? I mean, we did get this crazy. Wow, we went to I think we almost hit 113, the low. 113.988. So we did hit the 113s for BTC. So I was long. I'm going to admit it fully. I was wrong. I got nailed. I trade a flag when we hit the 21. Stochastics are low. Daily look good to me. I'll lose 7 out of 10 of these. I'll be all right. In a bad market, I'll lose 7 out of 10. In a good market, I'll hit 8 out of 8, 6 out of 10. So it happens. They got there. I didn't think after they went there, again, thinking doesn't work too well, right? But in my mind, I was like, man, they didn't get there. There were some signs, though. I kept saying that it could go either way. I didn't put my entire portfolio on the line. I lost a bit, most of what I made this week on ZBCN. So it was a pretty big hit. I went pretty heavy. So it is what it is, man. It sucks. I don't like losing, but it's part of trading. I got to suck it up. And I hate losing publicly. It sucks. You think I want to lose publicly? Worst thing ever, man. That's why you don't want to become a live streamer and have to pay the piper every time you're wrong in front of thousands of people. It sucks, man. It's not easy. It's tough. I'll be honest right now. It's just, I like to win. I like to win every time I show up. I like to show people how to win. I like to help people win. I do not like to get banged out. Not cool. But anyway, I didn't get wrecked. I don't get liquidated, but it's still pretty whack, right? And there was a lot of people long. I seen Crypto, huge positions he opened up. Those are in the underwater now. Like, I see a lot of people that went super long, man. It just, dang. Hey, we could still get the V-shaped recovery. The daily may bounce here. Turn this into a green candle, make a shoulder, shoulder, head, right shoulder. So, like, our saving grace, our hopium copium that I always have, because you never know. is shoulder. This makes a head. We get 2 right shoulders or something. We break out of here. And everyone's like, you were scared. We recover pretty fast. And this turns into just a dolphin dip here. And we're back in action before we know it. So that's also a possibility. But it is a little, I'm spreading a little hopium there because it doesn't look amazing. I'll be honest right now. And that's kind of like the saving grace moment here. And we really need the reversal sooner than later. Last night, let's take a look here at what happened. Get rid of the projection. The back gets tense. Everything's tense when the market dumps, right? It just like, oh man, you're nice and easy when everything's sweet. Who can make it through the dumps? That's the, So look, the 4-hour bounced off the 200 moving average. It's a really good place to get into a long, in my humble opinion. Like, stop loss below these wicks. Channel this puppy back to the upside. That's a very likely reversal back to the upside. Based off this 200 moving average, I've seen it many, many times. Right? A reversal move off the 4-hour. It'll take forever. And again, this week was a tough week. Almost not worth trading at all, right? It got absolutely wrecked and rocked. I had trades open from weeks ago that I just had to let sit. I wasn't going to panic sell them. You see what I'm saying? I had to stick to my trading moves. Like, I couldn't flip-flop. Once you flip-flop, that's all you do. I'd rather lose consistently, like in the way I'm going to lose, win consistently the way I'm going to win, right? So, like, if I'm going to stick to my plan, I got to lose that way. If I'm going to stick to my plan, I got to win that way. I don't know if that makes sense because that didn't always make sense to me when I started trading. When I first started trading, that made no sense. I wouldn't understand what you mean at all. I'd be like, what are you talking about? So you're live on BitTinex here. It's really just an all-in trade on this bounce right back to the upside. Oh, they put the liquidation right at these wicks. So, but it's $400, right? So it would just be bang. So either you double it up and get out, right? Or they take it all off this bounce. So this is a hit or miss right now. All the way back to 900. 4-hour looks very likely. You got the tweezer bottom already called in. Secondary candle with a wick. Let's get this move back to the upside here for Bitcoin. So, and the bounce off the 200 moving average. Looks likely to me we would get an intraday bounce. And even if we're, scheduled to dump in the next few weeks, I'm just looking at today. I'm just looking at the next 8 hours. I'm not getting too crazy. I'm looking for us to get back up here. 118,006. Back up to the zone. We might get rejected by it. Again, we might go sideways. If we do, we're going to dump. Pretty obvious what can happen here. So I'm looking for that V-shaped recovery on the 4-hour back to the upside here for Bitcoin. Can we get it? Anyone else see a bit of a recovery here for BTC? Bullish divvy kind of reinstated yet again here, twice in a row. I call it double divergence. And the RSI responds with the uptrend too as well. And you got to bounce like you wouldn't believe. So we got to bounce on divergence. Everyone that long, they went and snatched again. Then they started to push it back to the upside. Price action has been vicious. Months ago, the divergence would have pushed up. No, they're going to flip the divergence on you, snatch you out, and then pump you back up on anyone that just shorted the lost divergence. It's been vicious trading. I've watched trading like to the microscopic movement. My mind is highly detailed. I can see things that are just uneasily strange. And that's weird, man. You try to make they try to make a right shoulder too. It's just weird price action. Whenever they do crazy things to price action and they try to manipulate, I go to the moving averages, man. Like right now, you didn't lose the 4-hour, so I challenge you to break it. You break it, then we're going down to the 6-hour 200 moving average. I know where we're going to go. We break the 6-hour, going to the 8-hour. So 110,000 is likely here. If we don't get a bounce today, if Bitcoin struggles today, if Bitcoin doesn't get back above any of these resistances, 116.9, this local resistance right here, kiss your bullish cans, kiss the bullishness goodbye. Like, we are going down to 110. So today's a big deal. Like, we have to fight off the bears here first and foremost. We took out this low. So you had a low, you had a low, you had a low, you had a high, you had a lower low. No good, right? Lower high. Finally put in a lower low. Lower highs, lower low. So you'd have to assume we're going to put in another lower high. And this looks like it's going to Bart Simpson its way to 110,000. And I know, hey, we could go to 100K. I'm open-minded that anything is possible for BTC. Yes, I just longed. Yes, I just took a scalp long. I'm not saying, it's up almost 3%, right? Hey, I'm the king of 3%. Look at that. It was up 3% for a second. It's highly volatile. And if you want to trade where you trade, I like to spot trade, swing trade on weeks. I like to have all my bigger trades open on BTC on MEXC. MEXC is awesome too. The way MEXC set up their spot trading, I just want to show you this. So you go to wallets, you go to spot, right? And the way MEXC set up spot trading, unbelievable. Like really, really awesome. So I went to spot here, right? On MEXC. And they just did something I've always asked for a long, long time. You can see ZBCN still holding 5 cents. So we got in, down here at 4.2. Sebekin's still holding gains. So, like, coins are actually pretty strong. We're going to break down what coins look better today compared to most. Whenever Bitcoin dips, it's actually an opportunity to find the best altcoins. I'm going to teach you this strategy. It's really awesome. Bitcoin dips are actually awesome. They're where you can find the most action. Look at this. ORD up 4,000%. These tiny new coins. This is a brand new coin that just came out. Odin Doge. Odin Doge. I don't even know what it is. I'm just looking at the bigger looks. TOKABU. Remember TOKABU? We talked about TOKABU. We went over TOKABU. It's up 100%. And TOKABU hits MEXC today on 8-1. And we were in TOKABU, remember? Or talking about it. Let's take a look at TOKABU here. So there's money in this market, man, while they mess with Bitcoin. Yeah, this was 13 million market cap, wasn't it? It went all the way, it went to the high of, okay, it made a little bounce, but still higher than when we first talked about it. And now it's on MEXC. I think DJI 69 hit MEXC. MEXC gets the best coins, the fastest too. It's just like I've never seen a better, and look how they set up spot. You got to take profit, you got to stop loss. You get in, you get out. They set it up just like futures trading. Finally, somebody that listened to me, I said, why? Why can't it look like futures? Why can't I see my position? Why can't I see what's happening? Look at all these coins, 54%, 56%. Yeah, they're newer, smaller coins. Well, look, crack the 200 moving average. Right? Probably touched the 21 above a 200 right there. Like, my strategies are tried and true on any single thing. Small coins, big coins, large coins. Remember Domi Online? Domi? Of course, these are all tiny, tiny coins with low market cap. That's why they're up so big. But, man, there's still action out here. This is MEXC. Look, 4,000%. I mean, it's a little tweaked, especially look at the volume. Very small volume. Look, 79,000. Yeah, so volume very low, so it's a bit facetious. You know what I mean? But MEXC does have access to coins. You can get into them before on like Dex Screener, basically on decentralized places, and then next thing you know, you see them on MEXC. When I get into a coin before MEXC, it's usually a good sign I'm going to make some paper, man. Not every time, but there's a good vibe there. Nice bounce here for Bitcoin, up 6.8% on the call so far. Let's see if we get the move. It likely will get back to 118 at least, and then we can go from there. Let's take a look at coin market cap and see if there's any strong coins right now on the market. Farcoin up 3%. It has been stronger, but that thing has been dumping for the last few weeks, really. ENA, 61 cents. SPX, really I say this is the strongest coin in the game right now. And that's why I like that Doge. 69.30, man. I'm in it. Story IP is interesting to me. That's been kind of off and on. Up 60% in a week, too, holding gains. Let's take a look at Banter Bumbles. It'll kind of show us what's happening pretty fast. So, of course, in the last day, everything is down. Only thing up is Soros, right? In the last week, we still see some gainers. PulseX actually up 52%. PulseX did some numbers this week. My Pulse buddy was excited. And then the last hour, we are getting a slight bounce here in altcoins with Bitcoin. So let's see if we can get this bounce for Bitcoin and put things back into perspective here. 115,600, back to break even. And I'll be honest, I'm more bearish than bullish right now. It does not look good. Looks like we're going to go lower for BTC. So it looks like there may be a challenge before the pump. Or, like I said before, this could be the shoulder. This could be the head. It could come up. We could just make a very long, consolidation here. And everyone will be like, you were scared. No, you were scared. And we could get out of this somewhat okay. But it all depends. There's no guarantees. It's tough. You see what I'm saying? And tonight I'm going to give my wife an extra hug and kiss today because she's such a lovely woman. No, seriously. I'm going to treat her with love and respect and be good to her. She's the best, man. I love my wife. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for kicking it with me despite all the ups and downs on the show. Sometimes I make a mistake. Sometimes I forget to talk. Sometimes I forget to put the mic on. I'm trying to make you laugh, but it's not working. That'll get it. That'll get you out of your seat there. Hey, get him out of the seat over here. It's Friday on the summer. And mass liquidations. Insanity. Absolute insanity. Wow. Let me pop out the chat and see what's happening in the chat right now. Okay. My wife's motto, I'd help, but I'm busy planning how you should do it. I like that. That's a smart aleck way to say it. Dude, you need 100. Dude, one dude, you're going to need 100 extra. Charts are an illusion of control. Ups and downs just prove that Sammy's a real human. Hard to believe. You were scared. Sometimes you forget your pants. Hey, I always have pants on. Yeah. Charts are an illusion of control. I thought Sammy was half human, half bot. I might just be. As long as you're laughing, Sammy, that's all that matters, my guy. Much love, man. Thank you. Shout out to baby.genius. Bless everybody out here. So the reversal on the 4-hour time frame. 1 hour actually did it, but it's now overbought. So the 1 hour doesn't look too good because you came back to the 21 and you didn't really do much. You know what I'm saying? Like you're in like this, a broadening wedge. That thing could dump. Just like you flip it upside down, you know? Ugly price action. You're hard on you, man. We're all grateful for your work, man. Thank you. Hey, you got to be hard on yourself. My dad was hard on me, so hey, I don't know any other way, man. I don't know any other way. And I want everybody to win. When you watch this channel, I want you winning and grinning. I don't like getting smoked like a sausage, man, over here. Hey. So, hey. Can we get the bounce, though? You know? Trying to get the... Hey, that guy's loud in the back. So, wait, you know, I don't know, man. That 1 hour looks weird to me. Doesn't look amazing. 15 minutes shows an inverted head and shoulders. So let's go for the 15 minute. Let's go for the time frame that makes the most. That gives us something that looks good, yeah? But let me show you what I see happening here on the 15-minute time frame. I have a left shoulder, a bit of a head, and a right shoulder. 68% chance we could get a breakout from here back to the upside, but no guarantees. And then you have a gap in the VRVP. You could get to 118,005. We could go from there. So I'm looking for a possible bounce here for Bitcoin. Settle the longs. All right. 99K, Sammy. Hey, we're on our way. Shout out to everybody here on the channel. Yeah, I don't wear underwear, ever. I only wear pants. Yeah, see, we never talked about that. Why wear underwear, man? It's just like a waste of time. You know what I mean? Just like I wear a swimsuit all day long in the summer, and I wear these pants, you know, one for 2 hours. So, and I make sure I take a shower at night, so I'm pretty clean, you know? Crypto just seems to hate any financial news. Tariffs make the world go round. Smoke some. Sammy, just for you guys are crazy, man. Anyway, can we make this inverted head and shoulder break to the upside for Bitcoin? That is the question. Otherwise, we're going to take a little move further to the downside. Let's take a look at the DXY. Did the DXY have a massive pump today? What happened in the world liquidity markets? Why did Bitcoin take such a beat down so fast, despite it being so bullish? Look at the dollar tank today. Absolutely tanked with Bitcoin. So, you know, the dollar collapses this morning. So Bitcoin, you know, you think this would actually pump Bitcoin back to the upside. So the dollar had a massive pump up, made a rising wedge, and then absolutely collapsed. Absolutely just got, you know, demolished here. You can see it made a bit of a, you know, somewhat of a bullish D, right? Came back to the upside. I feel like that was the flag. It broke back up. Now it has a bearish engulfing candle. As long as it stays below the 200 moving average on the daily time frame, I see this thing continuing lower over time. I don't even know how to like really, like, what is this? Something like this now. would be a trend, and that's your bear flag. Continue lower dollar and let these altcoins fly. Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance. I'm going to be doing my macro technical analysis video later on today, so that will come out. I found TSUNAMI last night. Somebody said, your Pro TA, please. We'll take a look at it. This was the final test. I was expecting both to show up more. We didn't take out the lows. What'd you say there? Oh, I was reading that. Dang. Hey, I guess it wasn't worth reading. I lost. It's all on me. No one else. Although I strongly dislike Jerome Powell. Yeah, just dribble in your bed. Yeah, I mean, had he cut the rate, we all would have been paid right now. So, yeah. I love that. People who use fiat, we call them. Yeah, they're going for that liquidity down on 113, 111. It looks like. Bounce off the 200. Nations which do not have tariff agreements yet had tariffs put on them. That's all we knew about that a long time ago. But the Fed and the politicians make it a big deal. 100%. So Bitcoin dominance. Attempting to climb back to the upside. People selling off their altcoins to get into Bitcoin to try to quell the losses. Right? That's what happens. Also, if you're in Bitcoin USD, right? Or if you're USD paired. But again, I still see this as long as it stays below the 200 moving average on the daily. All season still could be coming. Let's take a look at ETHBTC and take a look at ETH Bitcoin. You want to kind of calm down when these dumps happen. Take a deep breath and look at the information exactly, without crazy emotions. Just kind of, Now, this is Ethereum. I'm joking. This is Ethereum, right? Now, it kind of looks like an Adam and Eve double top there. It looks like it may struggle a little bit against Bitcoin. Wow, so that would have to bounce sooner than later. So here you go. This is kind of your flag. You'd have to see this bounce for altcoin season to exist. If this collapses down here out of an Adam and Eve double top, which it looks like it may, I mean, it's gonna slow alt season down for a little bit. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just telling you the truth. This bounces and goes sideways. We're kind of back on. So in the next 2 days, it tells us a lot about what's going to happen to the market. All right. Exactly. Fed meeting with Powell really sounded like he was not cutting rates in September. We dumped hard. Shorts got paid when he started talking like that. Exactly. None of that common sense here. Just go. You're funny, man. They were dissenters. And yeah. I don't even know what's going on, man. Yeah. I'm not blaming Jerome Powell. The market is what it is. Whoever's in charge, like the universe, places it all. I don't blame anything. I just go. I keep going. That's all. No negative connotation because there's no need of it. It would be nice to cut those rates. It would have flooded the market with awesome liquidity. But hey, they know what they're doing. They use a lot of I think and I believe, and it doesn't seem like they're spot on, right? Right. Powell right now is not going with the data. It is what it is. Yeah. Job market lower than expected. Trump most likely is going to speak about it. Yep. How many people think Powell's being political? Many do. Jobs are MII. Seems like at this point, no cutting the rate is purely, and there's a narrative out there. And even if that's the narrative created. You have to understand some things aren't true. Like there's a hypothetical world where him not cutting the rates doesn't matter. You see what I'm saying? Like, my whole point is once you create the narrative that he's doing that, then everyone believes it, whether he is or not. You know what I'm saying? And now it could be true. He could be. I'm not saying he isn't because there is a narrative, but I'm just saying it carries the ability to create thought, NASDAQ finally super high. We're going to take a look at that too in the macro technical analysis video today. So are we ready for an overall market crash around the entire world? Like, is everything about to collapse? Is this it? Is this the end? You know what I'm saying? Is this the end of that liquidity run we've been on for the last, or are we getting this move back to the upside? Honestly, the way they're printing money has me assuming that there's no other way. Where can the money go? Right? Where could the money go? The money has to continue into the markets, but At the same time, I'm not a psychic. I don't know. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. I just play this every single day, one step at a time. All right. Someone says possible black swan event on the horizon. Yeah. Powell made it pretty clear he will not. So now we're saying, so let's go to the CME watch tool, which has been pretty spot on. And now we have 2 months. So now no rate cuts at all in 2025, not even one. I mean, there's an 80% chance they cut the rates now here based on this. And this has been dead accurate. This hasn't almost never been wrong. I'd actually never seen it wrong. Like whenever it's given a higher hedge, we've hit it. So they're going to cut the rates, man, in September, no matter what. Whether they get rid of, whether someone changes course, whether something happens, that rate's getting cut. And then there's a 58% chance they're going to cut the rates again. And then let's go to December. And then it kind of sits pretty flat. But it still is a 41% chance. So we get the cut back to 400 to 425. Then we get the cut back from 375 to 400. And then we get the cut from 350 to 375. That is the way it's supposed to go here, based on this charting, based on the CME watch tool, based on kind of what the target rate could be. And this brings in a lot of information, speculation, data, right? And this thing's never been wrong, but you never know. Never know, right? The current rate was, so we'll see. We will see. And the probability changes in 1 week to a month, and we'll see. But, man, 80% chance we will get a rate cut. So I just think they're going to make this the hardest bull run we've ever had. And they're going to do everything they can. Look, the bot bought the bottom right here. Hey, if you're afraid to buy the bottom, you can't call your emotions. The bot bought there. The bot bought there. The bot's ready, man. The second we get back up to this area, the bot's in the money. See, this is the expected profit level for the bot. That's its average price once it gets back there. It knows exactly what it's doing. And it knows how much to buy in again to get back. And at the end of the day, it'll make it'll make $300 if it has to, but it won't lose. This thing will not lose. Right? So I've been told to say something that I probably shouldn't say, but I've been told to tell you that you're going to be told that a craft is coming. All right? I know you think I'm insane. Forget that I ever said it, but just store this in your bank. You're going to be told that a craft is coming towards Earth. How you deal with that information is up to you, but things could get pretty crazy. So anyway, maybe if we all say it, then they can't do it to us. So we spread the narrative. But you're going to be told the craft is coming. That's all I'm going to say. I'm moving on from it. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Inverted head and shoulder here for Bitcoin. 68% chance we bounce back to the upside after this. It's Adam and Eve with an added bounce to it. I just realized that inverted head and shoulder is almost an Adam and Eve, but then they wreck everybody one more time that tried to play the Adam and Eve, right? Strong long time in wedge support emerging for Bitcoin around 114.4. Chances are increasing that we might not take out liquidity below, in my opinion. Shout out to Stephen Watson. Appreciate that, man. TA on Tsunami, someone asked about. I see a retest possibly too for this TOKABU. TOKABU. You just want to see if I can spell tsunami, don't you? I mean, you said you found this thing. I'm all set. I can't see something. Oh, there it is there. It's got a pretty big market cap. Is that it there? How could it have 109 million already and I can't even see it? Yeah, I got to move on, man. I love you for it, but not today. Yeah, not today. Yeah. Nah. Stay focused, stay grinding. They're going to try to distract you every way to make sure you don't succeed 100%. Be for visitors, they just need water, bro. No worries, they're friendly. Yeah. A craft is coming means we're going to boom. The craft is in Bitcoin Rocket. I love you guys. Now, this is not the end. It's not even the beginning of the end, but it is perhaps the end of the beginning. Hey, you never know, right? The craft will just fly right past and miss Earth. It's expecting a globe, but the Earth is flat. You have no idea how hard they just hit, Sam. Something just visited me this week. Left a crazy print on my window. What the? We were bioengineered by the Inuk guy. Look it up. It's possible. I mean, people don't like hearing that stuff, but because then they think it's blasphemy. God could have made us in so many ways. But again, I don't get into that stuff. I don't want people, I believe in God. I love Jesus. I'm leaving it there. I'm not getting into it. The last time that came up, man, the chat went crazy. So God bless you all. Stay open-minded that anything is possible in this expanding universe. That's all I got to say. Good morning, lifers. You rephrase for us, a craft is coming. Yeah, exactly. But to the outer edge of the universe, I love y'all, man. This is best. I started something with the, you know what I mean? Hey, I'm just a YouTuber looking for a reversal here on the 4-hour time frame off the 200 moving average. I'm not a genius. And then I'm using the 15-minute inverted head and shoulder as somewhat confluence that we could get the move. So I'm using 2 time frames to blend my line. And this is a learning mechanism. You could do this many times. You could trade the 4-hour. You could wait for the 4-hour to look somewhat bullish, a tweezer bottom, some type of reversal. Then you could zoom into the 1 hour or the 15, and you could look for a pattern that gives you that reversal. And then you play the reversal as such. You see what I'm saying? That's what you got to do. That's the key. All right? I'm giving you beautiful insight right now. I might not even say what I'm teaching. I might just be doing it. But if you watch what I'm doing, you can learn. Immediately you say, wow, that's execution right there. Right? God bioengineered us by the breath of his life. 100%. I believe that. 100%. But God could use all sorts of things to do whatever to do his will. You know what I mean? That's how God works. Right? Space cakes. Yeah, the chat got crazy today. It's a Friday. We got to let loose. They tried to get in our heads today. We're not going to let it happen. 1,584 beautiful souls here on the live. I like how this dump gets people coming to the stream, man, and loving life. And if you're staying positive today, put a 333 in the comment. If you're not judging me over earlier this morning in my screen incident, put a 333 in the comments. And if you know that I'm not a bot and I make mistakes, put a 333 in the comments. Signal Transmission 77, you're reaching more beings than you can fathom. Thanks for being you. It's highly appreciated. Can you look at XMR, BTC? Shout out to Olasini. I'd love to meet you because you're on another level. The fact that you just wrote that means me and you speak at a high frequency. And I'd love to meet you. Olasini. Please send an email. I'd like to find out who you are. You're a very interesting person, man. You are of the tribe, man. XMR, BTC, I like that ask. That's a pretty good ask. That means you're like an OG lifer. Let's take a look at CoinEx. And you're asking about what's happening with XMR and the BTC pair. All right. Let's take a look here. So, honestly, it's finally got its first higher low in a set in a while. It seemed to double bottom. Again, this moves with ETHBTC. If ETH could continue to gain steam against Bitcoin, then all coins can as well. I don't like how we just played ourselves below the 200 moving average, but the second we can get back above that, I expect some type of explosive move here. This could be just like buying Bitcoin on the bounce in the 4-hour. Okay? Remember, a lot of people want to get into Bitcoin. These dips are few and far between. These are good dips to be had. People get excited. They want to buy the dip a little bit. So let's buy a little bit of BTC, shall we? We'll go over to spot here and we'll buy some Bitcoin. You can buy Bitcoin on Weeks, on MEXC, on Bitfinex, wherever you want. Just buy a little bit of BTC. Don't be scared. And we're going to buy ourselves today, I don't know, about what? About $4,000 worth of Bitcoin? $5,000 worth of Bitcoin, right? Why not? You know what I mean? 48.50 right there. Every time it dips, I buy more. That's a good buy for me. And I just bought myself about $4,000 worth of Bitcoin. You can see it went from 53 to 49. I buy Bitcoin in the dips, baby. Again, that dip would have been even better at 113, but this is a generally good area. There's a lot of fear today. People are bugging out. You don't want to buy those big pumps when Bitcoin's ripping, and it's one of those days where I'm like, gain on gain on gain. Why would you buy Bitcoin then? So I keep stacking with a long-term goal. 10 years from now, that Bitcoin's going to be worth so much more. It's going to be worth $50,000. That Bitcoin that I just bought right now. And that's going to beat inflation. Inflation's going to tear that $5,000 to probably $1,000. In 10 years, let's see, in 10 years, I love this question. In 10 years, let's start a poll. Let's start a poll here. In 10 years, how much will 5K be? Like how much will 5K USD be? In 10 years, how much will 5K USD be worth due to inflation? 4,500? Unlikely, right? 3,200? We'll say 3K, 2K, 2,500, and let's just say 1,200, like 1K, and start a poll. In 10 years, all right, this is a pretty cool poll. In 10 years, how much will 5K USD be worth due to inflation? How much do you think your money will be worth in 10 years? All right. So if we put it into Bitcoin and it goes to 50,000, imagine the come up there. It's not all about making gains. It's about protecting yourself from inflation. I got into cryptocurrency and all, and gold and silver and stuff like that because I was sick of losing my money to inflation. Once I saw what they were doing and I understood money printing and fractional reserve lending and what they did to the banking system, how they kept small amounts in your account, you know what I'm saying? And they lended the rest out. I mean, it was insanity. When I found out it was digits on a screen, they had no money to back it up. When I found out that they were at the open market system, they were sitting there and auctioning off America's debt, and then the people were able to sell the bonds back to the Federal Reserve at a profit, but the Federal Reserve had no balance sheet. It's funny, there's nothing federal about the Federal Reserve, and it has no reserves. It's insane, right? Like its name gives it away. It's a complete fad. It's insanity. Anyway, this is the case. This is the world we live in. It's backwards. Watch your ETH Bitcoin. If this starts to drop, it means the whole market's taking a beat down. And that means most of your altcoins are going to slip. If this can bounce, it means that altcoin season's still intact. Everything's okay. This is a big deal right here. I'd watch this like a hawk, ETH Bitcoin. Let's take a look at US Tether dominance. Did that get a spike? Did people get scared? Did they jump back into Tether? They did. Why would you jump into Tether? Peg to the dollar when the dollar just tanked today. Bad move. See, people get scared. They jump out of their altcoins into Tether. But Tether's connected to the dollar that just tanked today. You're like, but Bitcoin tanked too. So I'd rather stay stable. But you didn't stay stable. The DXY took a beat down. I bought more Bitcoin. You understand? People that jumped into Tether right now aren't thinking clearly. I jumped out of Tether in front of you right now. Right? You see what I'm saying? Anyway, you want to trade opposite to the frenzy. That was a frenzy run. Likely to get rejected by the 200 there on the 4-hour and continue lower. We're looking for this to create a shoulder. A head, a right shoulder, and continue to dump to the downside. That's what I'm looking for here. Preferably the behavior that we're looking for. And again, if that gets back above the 200 on the 4, then we're in for some trouble. Then it's likely to move up to its 6-hour 200 moving average. If it breaks that, it's moving up to the 8-hour. Just like if Bitcoin keeps dumping, Bitcoin will dump down. This will pump up. So we have a bit of traction here, but I like this resistance. That could propel us. That could kind of save this BTC trade. Trade is flat, right? And there we have it. So, yeah, trade is 40, 10%, struggling with the reversal. This could take all day, though. I would sit here, either get stopped out or take it. We'll hit that wick, or we'll stay above the 200 moving average. We stayed nicely above. Candles have closed above it. As long as we make sure no 4-hour candle closed below this yellow line, we're actually in good shape for a reversal. I know people don't believe me. And again, it's indecision, and there's a lot of crazy price action right now. It's also low volume summer where they can manipulate the market more. It's a lot sketchier to trade in the summer, I'll tell you that. So it is what it is, but the summer makes it tougher to nail it every time. You know, honestly, because Bitcoin had so much volatility, usually I wouldn't trade as hard this summer, but Bitcoin had so much volatility, it pulled me in. It got into price discovery, and we started seeing some big movement. So it definitely suckered me in a little bit, you know. Let's take a look back at the chat. The chat was popping. I really like what people were saying here. You guys are keeping me going today. Do the people on the craft wear pants? Hey, that's a great question. Yeah, turn off friend requests on Discord because they won't be able to hit you up there on the Discord. Yeah. FedEx shipping isn't part of the federal government yet. They call themselves Federal Express. 100%. Anyone can use the word federal. This is the federal stream. This is the federal crypto stream. You know, it's so crazy, right? FedEx, man. You know, the dude who, I heard the CEO of FedEx, I think his name was Fred. I believe it was Fred. But I think he put all the money down on like blackjack or something, and he got it back. Because you guys verify that story. We could verify it on Grok, but I bet you guys know. Right? Yeah, man, we've had some serious problems for a long time. I like what's going on Twitter, man. A certain person is trending, and she's not trending so great. Unemployment is trending right now, too, on Twitter, which is interesting. Let's just kind of take a look at what that's saying, because that has an effect on the market there. Layoffs across the U.S. this year have climbed to the highest level since the pandemic slammed the economy in 2020. New labor data shows the first half of 2020, companies announced 7. That's good. When you get unemployment, that means they can cut the rates, right? We haven't seen conditions since 2020. Don't let Donald Trump gaslight you. He's failing Americans, crashing our economy. It's crazy, right? I mean, he says that, but I've seen everybody around that wants a job have a job recently. And I've been giving jobs to people. So I don't know, man. I've been hiring. The last 3 months, I've hired so many people to do all jobs. I've spent so much money. Again, maybe that's just me. I'm lucky, but I'm also seeing other people around me. Yeah, look at this. You see what I'm saying? She's everywhere. You're never there, right? Anyway. But massive job disaster for Trump. Today's job report is an absolute bloodbath. So let's take a look at the jobs report that came in today. Man, it never ends. All right, and this week was tough for just so much data coming in. So much data. So the unemployment rate came in. And it came in basically actual as forecast. So I don't, non-farm employment change. All right, 73,000. I don't know. I don't see too much of a, it's kind of a nothing burger. Its previous 4.1, it's forecasted at 4.2. It came in at 4.2. 4.2% unemployment rate. I'll tell you what, I know a lot of people that stopped working hard during the pandemic and never really went back to work again. Like never really felt like they should work hard again. I've seen it. So I don't know. I'm not trying to even blame. I'm not trying to say it's not, I don't want to get into administrations and stuff. But I mean, I noticed, hey, who here has noticed that? Like people used to help you more. People used to care at the local restaurant. Now they just, I used to never get my plates bust. I would finish like my appetizer and it would sit on the table. My next meal would come and my appetizer plate still be on there. It's getting better now a little bit. And I'm not trying to hate, it's like, it is what it is. Fred Smith took the company's last 5K to Vegas and won 27 out of blackjack. That saved the company. Have conviction in yourself. Yeah, he did. Fred Smith. He took the company's last 5K to Vegas, won 27,000. Guy's a billionaire, man. FedEx, bro. You'd be surprised. Everyone thinks the billionaires are all these like cookie cutter people. No, they're the crazy guys that took shots like you wouldn't believe. They're the guys that would go out and do things that you wouldn't believe. They're the guys like me that would stream every single day for thousands of days straight, man. You know what I'm saying? So, and yeah, no, seriously, if we hit 110, we could cascade to 115. We cascade to $110,000. I can see it. It's sad. I mean, I have been saying if this is the top, this is how the top would look for Bitcoin. As crazy as that sounds, Non-farm came in at 73, forecast was 132, so it was way under. Yeah, that definitely is too. Sam, in the under 3 months, you have been investing your money on biological resources. What does that mean? It's a federal psyop. Yeah, you're 100% on point with people getting lazy. Yeah. SHX is pumping, really. 112 to fill the gap. Someone says there's a gap. Let's take a look. Is there a CME gap? How do you find the CME gap? Go to BTC.D. Look for the CME futures, and we'll take a look here. Well, looks like we did just close that gap. That was right there at a 115. So we had a gap. Remember a long time ago, we showed you that gap? Funny, we did come and close the gap. So there was a gap there. And the gap got closed. Someone says there's another gap at 112. I only see the gap right there. That gap did get filled. Look how deep that gap was. So we did close the gap. That could give us a bounce too as well on the CME. Wow, that gap was there this whole time. And we definitely, 95% of gaps get closed. I had forgot about the CME, man, in these summer months. Dang it. Got to be on point. There's always something to pay attention to. That's why I do the show every single day, because I attempt to cover it all so that you don't have to. So you can be like, all right, I'm ready. I watched Sam's show. I got what's going on. I stopped working hard when my workplace gave out a pay raise. They didn't just package it like a pay raise by cutting an annual bonus we used to get. It was actually a pay cut. Yeah. Someone did the pandemic earning $200K a year and came out of the pandemic with 4 million plus. A lot of people did, you know, looking like 97K may come sometime here. Hey, it's possible. We have to brace ourselves for lower lows. If this can't make the inverted head and shoulder and bounce us, then we're going to have a bit of a problem. Let's take a look at the most bearish scenarios for Bitcoin so we can be ready for it in case it comes our way. Here's the most bearish scenario that I could cook up for you, okay? Most bearish scenario ever. You got a massive bear div here that's been forming, right? This has been pushing down, that's pushing up. Stochastics are getting higher. It's a rising wedge. Rising wedges break down to where they began. So this would dump all the way back down to $55,000. Boom, right? And that's, you know, that would be, you know, that would make 100% sense. It wouldn't be that big of a deal. You'd pull a fib from this level to that level, and that's your 618 golden pocket. $55,000. So there you have it, right? And everyone who thought they were rich will get their money chopped in half, basically. So would you still be a Bitcoin millionaire? Let's take a look at what people are saying in the poll here. In 10 years, how much will 5K USD be worth due to inflation? 4,500 say 19%. 34% think 3K. 21% say 25, and 26% say 1,000. I think it's somewhere between 25 and a K. Personally, in 10 years, you're going to lose a lot of money in purchasing power. They're going to print that money to zero. All right. Anderson Horowitz, you know, he said something interesting. He said there's loopholes in the draft in the USA crypto rules. He urged the U.S. Senate Banking Committee to scrap the ancillary asset concept. Venture capitalist Anderson Horowitz has called on U.S. lawmakers to revise a draft crypto regulation bill, warning that the proposed framework could open dangerous loopholes and undermine investor protections. In a Thursday open letter to the U.S. Senate Banking Committee, the investment firm urged regulators to close loopholes in the draft crypto legislation. The letter was a response to the discussion draft released in early. I want to see the Innovation and Clarity Act seeks the industry to input on ongoing crypto regulation. I want them to, the ancillary asset construct should not serve as the foundation for legislation without significant modification. So yeah, he doesn't want them to use that. The current approach fails to resolve core issues facing crypto markets and would be incompatible with the Howey test, the long-standing legal benchmark. The investment firm said this will not resolve the challenges facing crypto market participants, and said the firm recommended adopting the Clarity Act's narrow digital commodity framework, which it said would provide greater certainty while preserving regulatory simplicity. AI16 said how the Howey test remains a critical component of U.S. securities law and should stay in its current form. A suggestion solution was to codify a modernized application suited to ancillary assets. It's described proposed changes to the Howey test are as unnecessary and dangerous because it seeks to rewrite Howey in a way that departs from settled law and undermines investor protections. Interesting. Hey, I get it. Pretty good, pretty good read there. So this is your most bearish scenario. You do have a bearish div. Even the indicator has a bearish div here on the 2-week chart. So, you know, and again, I mean, if you were to dump, that's how it would look. Get very far away from the moving averages. The 200 and the 21 get far apart. You got a bearish divergence right here. You're overbought on the stochastics. I mean, you flip that upside down, that's how you bottom. And Bitcoin would bounce. I got to tell you, man, it could, you know, it was a rally of rallies. It started before the halving. You know, we've been ripping basically since February of 2023. So it's been a 2-year run. Like, Bitcoin's been on a run for 2 years. Altcoins may not have gotten the run they were supposed to. I just, everyone thinks it's going to be the biggest run ever. And again, I never want to put people down in expecting a bull run. And what I want to tell you is we could make money either way. Once we flip this chart and we convinced that we're in a bear market, like this could turn into an inverted head and shoulder, right? And there's your bounce. So we got to be open-minded. If we're not open-minded, we're going to miss it. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to get rocked and wrecked like everybody else. If we just kind of keep it daily by day, don't over-risk. Like I tell everyone, there's only 3 trades I'm in. An intraday, an intra-week leverage trade, a swing leverage trade with a stop loss and a level that I know I could lose. A scalp trade, or I'm spot buying something. You know, I'm spot swinging. But like I'm either in a swing or a small time scalp, or I'm in a long-term buy. So how can you get wrecked? Like, I don't understand. How can you get emotional? And all 3 of those things should be planned out before you do them. I'm DCing into Bitcoin. Bang. Every time it gets low on a bearish day, I'm going to buy a little more. Done. Check that off the list. I'm leverage trading Bitcoin. I'm going to risk 1,000 for 3,000, 4,000 for 16. When I lose, I'll lose. I'm going to move on. You know what I mean? It's just that simple. And anyone who's getting wrecked, putting all their money in and getting liquidated, I don't understand that. You're losing control. You're signing off your control. You know? So. Wow, look at this. This is pretty interesting. SUI Treasury firm Mill City shares drop as it eyes raising an additional $500 million. Mill City is seeking to buy as much as another $500 million worth of SUI tokens after securing an equity line. In a partnership with SUI Foundation, Mill City is billing itself as the sole SUI Treasury company. Short-term lender Mill City Ventures is seeking to buy as much as another $500 million worth of SUI tokens after securing an equity line against which allows them to sell company shares in order to fund their crypto treasury strategy, according to the statement. The announcement follows Thursday's news that Mill City has spent around $277 million to buy over 76 million SUI tokens. The purchase followed by Mill City officially establishing itself as a corporate SUI treasury. That's a big deal. That's crazy, right? So they obviously believe in SUI, and to the point where they're going to put their entire net worth in SUI. You know what's crazy is Bitcoin is struggling today, and it looks like we may not get the bounce too that we're looking for. Let's take a look at Bitcoin on the smaller time frames. Let's break it down, but this is looking sketchy. I have to be honest. This could be the beginning of a bigger drop. And that's why I stream every day, because you never know. Hey, I may catch it one day, but I'll be back the next. I may be wrong one day, but I'll be back the next. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like I'm going to disappear and then we're going to figure out what to do. This is looking more like a bear flag, everybody, in my humble opinion. Looking like a bearish rectangle. We had that possible, inverted head and shoulder, but just, you're not getting the love right now. It's crazy, too, because BOOKMAP was right every time, and then now they spoofed it, right? It was funny. Like, BOOKMAP was spot on every time. And then we had 122.5. Look, now we got liquidations above us, too. But look, they want to take us down. I mean, you can see, where are we going? To red, big red. Where is big red? Right there. 113.250. So this says you're going to 113.250. It looks, we might see 110 today, everybody. I hate to bust your bubble or be the bearish guy, but we may see 110. And of course, they do it on a Friday in the summer when most people just, they don't want to be. Who wants to be watching the screen August 2nd? You know what I mean? Kids go back to school 1 month, basically. In Florida and Georgia, they go back to school in about 2 months. So, 2 weeks, sorry. So, like, the summer's basically on the way out. These are your last few chances to hang out with your kids, do the right thing. And you got to watch Bitcoin every 5 seconds. It's a very tough market. 24/7, it does not end. I ask myself somehow how I stay sane, how I stream this, how I do this some days. I tell my wife I have no idea. I really don't. And I know anyone else would go through the same, so it's just the human condition, man. But this looks like we're going down 113,250, even 112. BOOKMAP is telling us that this is a flush. And they're going to liquidate everybody and anybody who thought they could long this for gains. So price discovery, one of the hardest times to trade, because you want to get that big pump, but it's probably time to leave it alone. It wasn't. Let's go over a few things. It wasn't premium. You don't want to go as hard in premium as in the discount. Number one, let's just give us facts, right? Bitcoin was getting very high on larger time frames, so we knew that all the added bonuses could be few and far between and had added risk to them. So I still got faith we could bounce. I still got the long open, but it doesn't look good. We're hanging by a ledge right now, you see? So we lose the 200 moving average, and that's kind of the end of my idea on the 4-hour time frame. And that my thesis ends. I reset, watch price action, and come back to fight another day, So would love this 4-hour 200 moving average to hold. Could change the day today, but we'll see. Low liquidity on a Friday. Not looking lovely. So that's what we're watching right now. If you're just coming into the channel, you're not sure what's happening to Bitcoin, you're watching this dump, you're a bit taken back, your altcoins are getting smashed, you don't know where you're at, you're trying to figure it out. Well, we're in a bear flag right now here on the 7-minute time frame, and it looked like an inverted head and shoulder. It had this shoulder, this head, and a bit of a right shoulder. It was holding, but now it's a double top. Resistance by that 200 moving average on the 7-minute time frame. The 7-minute had to crack that 200 moving average. If you don't know what I'm doing, when I say 200 moving average, you have no idea, keep watching the channel, keep getting the education. If you want to learn more, I teach a class about what I'm teaching you the last Saturday every month, but the last Saturday of every month I teach this class. Jump on into class. You absolutely love it. It's right there on the screen, all right, on the right side. That class will change your life. People took the class just a couple weeks ago, even a week ago about. I taught this class the last Saturday of every month, and I get great reviews every single time. You'll be able to trade any market in the world with what I teach you. You're able to see overbought, oversold, understand why, the ups and downs, bigger time frames, smaller time frames. I teach you how to mesh time frames, 1 hour, 4 hour, the daily into the weekly. Like, we show you kind of what it means to use Confluence to look for a trade. So again, the smart move is to put, you lost the 200 moving average in the 1 hour. Yeah. To me, bearish. Now you're going to the 200 on the 2 hour. You lose that, you're going to the 200 on the 3 hour. You lose that, you're going to the 200 on the 4 hour. And that's where we are. You lose the 4 hour 200 moving average. You're going down to the 6 hour at 111.5. You lose the 6 hour, you're going to the 8 at 110.2. So, come on, Bo. Likely they're going to go liquidate whoever. And again, I'm still got this slight, the thing about me is I can always keep this flicker of hope that it could turn into a complex inverted head and shoulder here. And we could still be pumping in the next 2-3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? We have to stay open-minded. Some people are overly bearish right now, overly bullish. I don't know what's going to happen. I got to remain in the middle and just take whatever probabilities are given to me. I believe over time they're going to print money to zero. Like, at one point you have to have conviction in something. And I have conviction that Bitcoin they'll print the dollar to zero. That's what they're going to do. I have conviction on that. They're going to continue to print. They've done it to every single fiat currency throughout history. I don't see how the dollar will be any different. They haven't done it. It's happened over and over and over again. So to me, it's only a matter of time. You know what I mean? And that's kind of, yeah. So only a matter of time, man. And because I know that, because of history, I would continue to buy Bitcoin. See, and because Bitcoin at least has a fixed asset, right, amount, they can't keep printing it to zero. The dollar has an infinite amount, man. They can print the dollar to an infinite level. It never ends how much they can print the dollar. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's insanity. So, all I got to say is, I study history. I go by what every history says, and I don't play myself, right? And so that's why I bought more Bitcoin today, even if it goes lower. And almost every time I bought Bitcoin, it looked like it was going to go lower, and it would bounce too, all right? So last big purchase was 104, a little bit at 114, a little bit there at 115. So we'll see. This looks more bearish than bullish to me right now. It's trying to defy a falling wedge. See, that's a falling wedge right there. It's attempting to defy the bullish divvy. And again, bullish divergence is as strong as your support or resistance. Bringing this down here on the 1 hour, you got resistance at 116. That's resistance now. Yeah, 116,000. You wicked twice. And again, this has been chop. It's been up and down. What a tough week to trade, man. What a tough. And look, resistance too. Right there. And it almost looks like a sloppy head and shoulder. Like that could be a shoulder, a head, and that could be a right shoulder. I've seen it. I know it looks weird, but the longer I've traded, the more wacky I've seen the patterns. Like I've seen them in ways I never even thought possible. But it is true. So that looks like an M. You know, if I had to take a gander on a probability, that's an M pattern. M patterns break to the downside somewhere here. And so, wow, just really starting to call out that 110 could be coming by tonight. 110,000. Sun's coming out. It was rainy. Sun came out here. Haven't had to use the light. No lighting. There's a skylight right here, so I never have to use lighting here. It's pretty awesome. Imagine having a studio with no lighting. Just, I'm right underneath the skylight. It's absolutely beautiful. Works for me. Super awesome. Bitcoin, man. Look at this. Hanging by a thread right now. The 200 moving average. And looking like it's going to dump out this bear flag. To be honest, I could be wrong. Right now, I'm getting signals that Bitcoin's struggling. Show me something different. I would love a bounce, man. I'm long-term Bitcoin. I'm a Bitcoin bull long-term. I'm more biasly bullish on Bitcoin. I've been buying Bitcoin since 2017, you know. So I have heavy conviction in BTC. Man, this is tough. I never like, hey, what goes up must come down. What goes down must come up. Massive dump all night. You would expect some type of pullback or reversal back to the upside, at least to go after these shorts here that got late. Late shorts usually get liquidated. But I watched the price action. We know this is now resistance at 115,960. Have to get back above that to remain bullish. Again, any stronger coins out there? Tron looked strong last night. Is it still doing that? Sonic with a little bit of a bounce in the last few minutes. Farcoin, Hedera, Forum Complex. That was hot last week too. Bonk. XRP at $3. Say at 29, which is strong. But while Sol back to 167, it went to 200. You know, they made it look like the market was going to rip again and then just kind of pulled it back. SWI, Pied Network. Retail came back for a second, started to search the coins, and then just, it's kind of crazy, right? Every single time they wave the flag slightly, they don't let it fly. It's been a very tough market. I've been saying this numerous times, and every time we come back and slammed again, slammed again, slammed again. Yet then Bitcoin keeps pumping. So like if you were along with me on Bitcoin and you got into Bitcoin more than anything else, you did great. So it's been such a catch-22 type of few years. Yeah, I'm so proud of the Bitcoin that I got into and so proud that I got Bitcoin early. But then watching these altcoins get smashed left and right is tough. It's tough. I want to watch everyone get rich with me, and most people aren't going to stack Bitcoin the way I did, and they didn't have the 10 years. So most people are going to speculate on altcoins. I know the fact. These are the facts. So I know people are going to, and then they're going to try to buy some BTC. But like, I attempted, I'm not a financial advisor, but I always tell my story and say, hey, I took a long-term approach to trading where I knew it wasn't going to happen overnight. And I just stuck at it. And after 20 years, I eventually made it. You know, not the greatest story. It's not a fly-by-night. I didn't make millions in my 20s. You know, I struggled throughout my 20s. I made my first million at 37 years old. It took me a long time. Okay, so, and I told myself I was going to be a multimillionaire. When I was 19, I had my business cards. I was already becoming a real estate agent. I was doing commercial real estate at 23 years old. I was wearing suits. I had a vision of who I was going to be. I got off track for my destiny. I really did. You know, I let drugs and alcohol get into my life a little bit, and I was easily susceptible. Someone that like even a little bit of it bothered me. So I didn't have a problem like the big problems like you see the other people. But it just didn't sit well with my energy, my way, my being. I was an all or nothing guy. I needed to be all under my thing. Even a couple beers a week wasn't going to help me. You see what I'm saying? Does that make sense to you? I don't know how other people did it. I had to stick with one thing over and over again to get it. And God was going to show me that it could come from within, that I was the opportunity, that you're the opportunity. We are ourselves opportunities. If we believe we're the opportunity, then we can't lose, right? Then we can't lose. So you saw me long Bitcoin on the 4-hour 200 moving average. I'm expecting a bounce here no matter what. I'm stone cold. They're not making it look good, but come on. Let's keep the faith. There's a chance Sammy still wins the trade. So we'll go from there. And if not, this 5-minute bear flag that's starting to form here will continue lower, and it does have a target at about 110,156. So we could drop pretty fast for Bitcoin. So again, price discovery is tough. I said it yesterday, the day before. We're so close to all-time highs, also close to possibly getting a pullback, and it could be either way each time. You know, very, very difficult time to trade. It's no one has a crystal ball. Nobody knows exactly what's happening. I wish I did. I've been far more accurate in times of non-price discovery. Price discovery is going to be difficult for any single trader because you don't have the support or resistance lines. You do not have the parameters. You don't have the ranges anymore that you had before. So less discipline. Your old disciplines don't get respected. You got to just go with what you have. And so I was trading the daily 21-day moving average. However, I knew the bigger time frames did look a little overbought too, and I knew this had some sketchiness to it. So I took a shot, and I knew it may not have been the perfect shot. So it is what it is. You know what I mean? I live and die by my decision, and hey, I can still win. I'm not liquidated yet. What if I end up showing these trades and we end up winning? That would be phenomenal. This ends up bouncing. We get the inverted head and shoulder. We're at 120,000, 125, 3, 4, 5 weeks from now, and everyone's like, man, how do we make it through that? One of the toughest, challenges ever. But hey. So there's Bitcoin in a nutshell. Don't want to kind of beat it too much. You're watching this resistance at 116. We have this in a flag. You see, if we pull everything away, you see this is the flag here. This is the top. This is the bottom. It's basically a bearish rectangle as far as I'm concerned. And that would give it its measured move. Actually a little lower. And it gives me about 109,008, 110K. That higher low must hold. Somehow get you back above 116. You got to crack that. Again, the moving average on the 1 hour, on the 1 minute. Look, that's a bear flag right there. 1 minute looks like it wants to continue to dump. And then it slightly resembles a head and shoulder with a little mini shoulder, a rounded head, a right shoulder. See? I've learned this over time as a head and shoulder, even though it's very hard to pick up on. Because there's two little shoulders. And that's definitely the head. And so your neckline, that's wants to dump. So I'm getting some indications that we're going lower here based off the moving averages, based off of time frames, based off of patterns. But I could be wrong. Looks bearish. Yesterday, Bitcoin lost the 15-minute 200 moving average. I wanted to point this out to my students. Right here. And you can see this is what's called a slanted head and shoulder pattern. Head and shoulders aren't going to be always like on the x-axis perfectly flat. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. You see that? Neckline. You draw that. And we kind of hit that. And then we decided to go lower and then go sideways. And now it looks like we may go lower again. When you're rolling over, you are rolling over. Like something has to stop the pain. You see? And then there's that $116,000 resistance, 1, 2, that you just couldn't seem to get back above. So you can see it for what it is, the rejection. And then I'll put on the moving average again. We lost the 200 moving average. The yellow line here on the 15-minute, that was the beginning of the dumpage. That was when things started to go sickly to the downside. It's just crazy how you can be so close to the all-time high. You can close the biggest weekly candle in history, right? And you could also be bearish. It's a very, I'm going to say it again, it's been a very tough market. I don't care what anybody says. I've traded for years. This is an insane 2 years, man. Trump slams Jerome, tells the board to take control and lower rates now. I know, right? Just think if Trump had never done these tariffs, we're going down, in my humble opinion. If it crosses 114 and closes on the 4 hour, I feel like we're violently going down. Yeah, exactly. 100%. We're going to go fast to 110. Yeah, you've seen patterns of the bad habits and temptation. Probability it will make you unsuccessful if bad habits continue. Exactly. If you didn't sell in the last 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, decade, you would be a winner. Bitcoin, the future of global finance. Amen. Bitcoin lifers, I like that. But we have been taken advantage of for too long. We need a fair tariff deal. We've been getting ripped off, just like prescriptions. Yeah. If I close my long, I bet it would pump. Happens 90% of the time. Close it for us, man. No, I'm just messing with you, bro. Nah, bro, we gonna pump 918 now. I'm in a 50x long. Hey, man, I hope it. Hey, that'd be amazing. That'd be amazing. We pump tomorrow, then you go where you were scared. No, you were scared. Now you were scared. Hopium copium, man. Hopium copium. I use your name when it comes up. That's because it's the truth, bro. We're all in this together, right? I'm not in it with y'all. I'm here. I made it through the trenches, but I'm still here. I never left the game, right? Okay, I got you, Sammy. I'm closing it. No, don't do anything I say, man. Do whatever you think is right, brother. Can y'all stop crying? People are. I don't think anybody's crying. Yeah, there's opportunity. If we get a nice short, we can make a bunch of money. I'm excited. Yeah. Look at the 3-month chart, Sammy. Going down in August and will bounce back September. Market's doing the same thing last year. Look at the 5-year chart. Months of July and August is always down. August is the worst month of trading ever. I can't stand August. Yeah. Well, I'm scared when I rushed it. Yeah, of course. Don't rush trades, man. I saw the rejection of the 200 and closed my long and opened to short. Have to take the L sometimes to start making gains. 100%. 100%. Good for you, brother, for seeing that rejection. And that's why it is. Don't cry in the casino. 100%. Exactly. Time to short, boys, somebody says. I mean, this 15-minute flag could definitely produce some gains. I don't know, but then you get the late shorts coming in, and they're going to get wrecked too. So, I don't know. It's also Low Volume Friday, which is a day I don't like to go hard trading. So, even, you know what I mean? It's like they're doing things on days that break my rules too as well. Again, I call the long reversal on the 4-hour because the 200 moving average. That's it. I'm not splitting hairs with myself. You see what I'm saying? I used to go back and forth. Now I just stick to what I see. I see that we're bouncing off the 4-hour 200. I stay long on that. I show up in the next 6 to 8 hours. We go from there. I either win this trade or we don't. I mean, it's simple strategies for a simple life, right? And you don't beat yourself up every 5 seconds. Follow me on Twitter at x.com. I appreciate that. And learn about all sorts of information. X.com is awesome. We're on our way to 40,000. The one thing about X, though, when I had no team, now I got a tweet team, a whole suite. We're banging on it. We're tweeting every hour, half an, we're doing all sorts of stuff. And I still don't get the followers I was getting when I was doing it by myself with 18,000 followers before Elon bought Twitter. Before Elon bought Twitter, I'm not trying to hate, I was getting 100 followers a night. I took a $12,000 Twitter account all the way to 20,000. Tweeting, asking questions. I was searching what people liked, and I was active on Twitter all the time. Now we get to 38.9, and this goes back to 38.5, 38.6, 38.9. Like, I don't understand. It's like every time we get up, we go back down. Every time, I just don't understand why. If anyone could help us, contact someone at Twitter, remove a block, find out what's happening. I don't know what's going on, but I'm begging right now for help at this point. Dear Lord, I'll pray to God, like, God, please help my Twitter. And I know I'm serious. It affects my whole life. I put a lot of effort into it. We have a whole team. This will get to 38.9. Next morning, 38.7. Tomorrow will be 38.5. And I used to get a lot of responses from my whole team and group of you guys. I'd go out to dinner, do something. I'd get a lot of responses. Now it's all bots. It's just all bots all the time. Like, it's crazy. Like, I almost never get a real response anymore from real people. It's really sad. Like, watch. I'm going to write, what's your favorite? What is your favorite? What's your favorite celebration dinner when you win a trade? Like, all you guys should respond to this. This is like an awesome community question, right? What is your favorite celebration dinner when you win a trade, right? And people can think about food and trading, which usually gets pretty good responses, Anyway, I'm just reaching out to the world. I always ask whenever I have an issue to my whole team. There's always somebody that knows someone that works at Twitter. I have thousands of people out here. We have a huge network. And we should get the best treatment ever, man. I love Twitter. I've been on Twitter since 2011. Like, I've been on there for 14 years, man. I didn't just jump into the fad. I've been on X for a long time. A long, long time. Jay-Z trending, Sailor trending, Prison trending, and 26 Journeys with Mark trending. Interesting. A lot of interesting stuff trending. Bitcoin, a little bit of a bounce there, attempting to hold the zone. So now if I had to say what's going to happen, it's likely we go sideways for a while they figure out how many people they want to liquidate. Pretty simple, right? And we got liquidations at 113,000 now. Big red. I don't see how we don't go to 113K. Still got these people up here, but they're few and far between, not as red as they were before. So 113K says BOOKMAP. Says we go lower over time. Watch that 15-minute bear flag. We got to get back above 116 to remain bullish. Let me zoom out, get rid of the squiggles, and show you exactly what's happening here. This is tough. Hey, still a chance this thing could bounce. I can't tell you what's going to happen. The odds are likely you're going to dump. The bears are in control because you can't get above 116. You get above 116, you make a flag. Then I would think to long. But you do not long unless you break back above this, unless it's high risk long. You're like going for the gusto like I did. But I'm using the 4-hour 200 moving average. Remember, I'm using this line here. This is showing very, very strong support right now. We cannot seem to close a candle below it no matter how many times the bears keep coming at it. I've seen this hold before about 60 to 70% of the time, so I got faith that it may. Again, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just taking a shot. We'll see what happens. We'll go from there. I'm attempting to find your daily bottom and your reversal right now, today, on this channel, live. I stalk price action live, and we actually come to conclusions here on the channel all the time to kind of show you what's happening and fulfill your idea of, so you can be like, all right, what is up? We find the actual daily bottom here many, many times on the show. Basically detective work here on crypto. Everyone else speculates, makes these pre-recorded videos. We grind it day in and day out. And that's why I'm asking everybody here on the channel to subscribe to the channel. Help this channel grow to a bigger place. We want to get to those amazing places. 100,000 subscribers for the channel would be absolutely beautiful. I would be I'd be head over heels, man. So I can't do it without each and every one of you. All right, I can't do it alone. I can't subscribe to my channel thousands of times over, but you can. You can. But all you people can do it. Each and every one of you adds up. 99,039 subscribers on our way to 100,000 subscribers. Look, this is a journey of life. This is a book. Anyone could read a book about what it takes to make it. I started this journey in 2019. We're now here in 2025, 6 years later. I've stuck to the same thing. I've dedicated myself to this channel, this show, and to each and every one of you ever into trading. No days off. I haven't taken one day off from trading since 2021. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. I love you all. Thank you so much. I wouldn't be able to show up all these days without all the support and love that I get from every one of you. So please subscribe to the channel. I'd greatly appreciate it. On our way to 100,000 subscribers, you get a plaque from Google. It's a big deal. I've dreamed of this day for a long, long time. It's very close. Now I got to stay alive. Like my one thing is I got to stay alive. I just got to stay alive. So blessings on everybody out there. Thank you so much for kicking it with the lifer. And, this kind of resembles an inverted head and shoulder now. As weird as it is, shoulder, kind of head, right shoulder. This is a cup with a handle. This could break out. Sammy cup and handy to the upside. 4-hour 200 moving average can hold. And I gave you the sauce. I showed you where I believe the reversal could happen. I gave you an actual entry that I made. We'll see what happens. And I'm willing to kind of keep it real with myself and hold, man. As tough as it seems to do right now. As tough as it seems to do. Ethereum even struggling too. You know, losing market structure, completely falling out of the rising wedge it was in. It looked good too. Everything was kind of going well. ETH looked like it may be able to go parabolic and get a bit of a bounce. Let's take a look at ETH on the bigger time frames and break it down. I'm going to do it for you right soon though anyway. That's why I didn't put a lot of altcoins the last few days. Things just didn't, they looked a little sketchy to me. Now, some people were calling the top for ETH. They were saying that's it. That's the top. They said, see you later. ETH is done. It hit the resistance. Watch it fall back down now for weeks. It is overbought. It is very far away from the 21-day moving average. Anytime I've seen an asset do that, it does say it's going to come back. Ethereum could go all the way back to 3,000, which wouldn't be that bad. That's pretty strong for it, but you could take a 10-week pullback. I mean, dang, right? You could bring it up a little more, actually. Let's see. September 29th. The earliest is September 15th, right? And we get the rate cut, and then that's when really things start to break out. But right now, it's bad news, bears, Jerome Powell, blah, 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 and just an altcoin sell-off is possible here. It could even turn into an inverted head and shoulder, where this is the shoulder, this is the bigger head, this is the right shoulder, and we break on out of here to the upside. So, dang, man. For all you ETH holders that thought you were going all the way, looks like there may be a pullback for ETH to 3120 in the next, 5 to 6 weeks. A slow pullback, too, for the month of August. The month of August has been treachery for me whenever I've traded. It's been a tough month. All I remember is pain and anguish in the month of August. Back in 2019, I remember. Let's see if I can look at the total market cap and all of the altcoins, and I'll show you what happened here. Altcoins, too, look, getting a resistance. They got rejected there, People felt like the risk wasn't worth it. The risk that we have to have the risk appetite for these big boys to want to play. I still see this channel and up and down, and it doesn't look too bad. It just looks like it's got to, consolidate for the next couple weeks. So if we're bullish, 1, 2, 3, 4, that could take some time. That's 37 days of consolidation. No, that's 371 days of consolidation. Imagine that. A whole year of sideways price action? I don't know, man. Pretty weird. And again, the TA back in the day used to look pretty sweet. Now, it's so extended. We'd have to kind of look at it like this. Basically, this has to be the flag, and you have to only channel for the next 3 to 6 weeks at the most and break out. You see what I'm saying? That's got to be the new trend, and then we break out. That still puts you October 3rd or 16th. This is the entire market cap of all the altcoins, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. So I'm just showing you what I see. It looks odd to me, too. Celebration, you want to go out, Four Seasons Restaurant. I wanted to go to Burn Steakhouse in Tampa. Yeah. Staying Alive sounds like a great song title. Yeah. 30 to 45 days sounds about right. Yeah. Blue Swimmer Crab. Keep support. Test is anticipated around 63,965 is scary. I know, right? Buyers at 115, somebody says. 8-hour Bitcoin Green. I'm putting in a limit order at 114.7 with a stop at 114.2. Just what I'm seeing. I see nothing unusual. I know. Shocking. Hey, I'm with you on it, brother. I like it. I see the bounce off the 4-hour 200. This looks like I'm going to win the trade, man. We finally got a bullish pin bar here. This closes in 10 minutes, and it fought off the bears pretty nicely. So let's see if this can close indecision, and then the next candle can kind of rip it to the upside. 4-hour candle closes in 10 minutes, everybody. 4-hour candle closes in 10 minutes. Trade is still open. I scalped a quick long here. Make $1,000 bucks. We get back to the top. So there you have it. Don't stop. What a day it is to be alive. And I usually let you guys a little early on Fridays. Let's jump into the chat, see what's happening. I did not look at the fan funding. Bottom looks like 114,100 right now. Ignore that lifer. We're going higher. Just testing for support on Bitcoin. Feels like last summer is repeating this summer. A new low in August, then ripping to the all-time high in September, February. You ever taken your family to Hogan's in Clearwater? No, never. Yeah. Burns is so dang good. Been about 5 times. Yeah, I've heard it's the premier, top-notch, best steakhouse in the game, man. In all of Florida, really. So that's where we're going, man. And it looks like by the end of August, I should be able to hit 900 subscribers, man. I'm gonna find. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna find some local area where there's a bridge and jump on. I'm gonna do something for viral video views. I don't know what I gotta do, but man, it's like I feel like I could will it into existence if I just, go rent a Lambo and like drive it around. I don't know what the heck I could do, but I gotta do something to boost this. Man smashes Lambo, into beach. It's just that'll get me to 100. Man, Jamie's like, we don't want you to get into 100K like that. We want you to get 100K nice and simple the way you're doing it. Taking its time. Let's take a look at the fan funding and see what's happening here. Hulk Hogan, not as fancy as Steakhouse, but heard they did celeb karaoke there. Funny. In the USA, for sure the best. Take a wine or and hit the desert room. The desert room. Shout out to the fan funding. We got Cryptic Mama. Can you look at PENGU? She says, oh yeah. Sam, OBS progress software has tools and indicators to solve your problem. Good morning and God bless everyone. Sam, OBS has tools and indicators to solve your problem. You're a winner. I love you, brother. Thank you. Found TSUNAMI last night. I use OBS. Open progress. I'm confused. Found TSUNAMI last night. Your Pro TA. I didn't think it looked good. Yeah. Amazing day to you. Peace and brother. Thank you, James Jones. Signal transmission. And we did look at XMR BTC. Thank you so much. Ola Seni. He said, Sigma transmission 777. You're reaching more beings than you could fathom. Thanks for being you. It's highly anticipated. Appreciated. Right? Always a good time to give back. Thank you, Marcus. I love you. Hardest worker in crypto. Love you, Sammy. Thank you so much. I love you. It's very nice of you to do that. Wow, we're getting the response. We're getting the bounce. Send it, man. 118, back in action. You were scared. No, you were scared. You know what? We come back tomorrow. This flag is still intact. It's starting to rip. We go sideways. What if this happens and we still win this trade? And I show thousands of dollar gains. Dollar bill, yo. Hey, never panic sell, baby. Right? Stay strong. A lot of people panic sold. I didn't. Let's see what happens in the coming few days. I'm going to leave you with this, everybody. I love you. Be safe. Be amazing. I'm going to start that top-down analysis that I do every single Friday, and I'm going to do it right now, break it down, and show you what's happening in the macro analysis video. And then I can stretch my back. But may God bless you all. Thank you so much for kicking it with me on this beautiful Friday, August, the first day of August too, man, which is a special day. We're going to look at PENGU before I jump. We're not going to skip that. We'll look at PENGU real quick. PENGU, Pudgy Penguins on Mexay. So last time I looked at Pudgy, I thought I could break out of this smaller flag, even though it was a little hot. And it did. Then I said, let's put an alert right here and see if it can bounce. It did. When Bitcoin kind of tumbled down, it tumbled down too as well. So that alert told you, if we ended up after the alert sideways, then we take the trade. If we hit the alert and we dump, we don't take the trade, right? So the alert teaches you when to take the trade by setting an alert where you should see what you are looking for. If you don't get it, then you don't take it. Pretty cool, ingenious way to trade. I think it's pretty awesome, right? It quells risk, in my humble opinion, and keeps it, Now, the daily's hitting the 21 and oversold. That tells me PENGU can start to possibly consolidate yet again. I wouldn't be surprised. And it may be a little smaller of a consolidation. We don't know exactly, but I would not be surprised if PENGU can't pump to 0.76. Resistance right there, too, as well. PENGU. 04, and then we have 07, and bang. You're looking for that inverted head and shoulders. See that? I've seen it many times, so I've seen this exact thing happen. So it looks interesting on the daily time frame. What I would do is I would put an alert on the daily, kind of here to see if the right shoulder gets made. I mean, the right part of that head, and then here if the right shoulder gets made. And I'd slap alerts right there, and I'd watch that closely. Thank you so much for the super chat for PENGU, one of the only people to put out like an actual ask today, despite the market. That shows you have mental stability and strength. I like that. You're awesome. God bless you, Cryptic Mama. Sorry it took me the whole stream to get there. I really feel bad about that. God bless you, though. But we're, battling a Bitcoin dump day really kind of, it gets my goat a little bit, right? Throws me off slightly. Hey, we got a dog here in the show. Come on. Come here, dog. Come here. Come on. I want to show everybody your dog, the dog. You can see him, right? There he is. He's right there. His name's Hunter. He's right there. Want me to get him? Hunty! No ticks. You're pretty clean. Hunty the dog. There he is. He's a cute little beagle, man. He doesn't like to be picked up, as you can see. It's not his favorite thing. Hey, everybody. My name's Hunty. I love animals. Oh, I love you so much. Oh, yes, you're so cute. Yes, you're such a sweetie. Oh, I love dogs. All right. He said enough. He said, get off of me, Sam. He doesn't shed too bad either. He's pretty sweet. Dogs are my favorite animals, man. They're the coolest things in the world, man. I love a dog, man. Hunty for gains, man. Love, man. He loves it. Red Rocket. You guys are funny, man. He does look like Red Rocket, right? Yeah. Anyway, I love you all, everybody. Mashallah. Shout out to my man. He's also I want to shout out someone in the trading group real quick. He got married and he shared it with all of us. I think that's pretty cool. In the testimonials. So let's kind of look, pictures of his marriage. See, we are international, man. Lifers from all around the world, man. And he just wanted to say thank you. And he sent me pictures of his marriage, right? And he said, hey, dear Sam and the Lifers. He said, thanks for your prayers and good wishes and generous support. Your contribution to our wedding means the world to us. We're grateful for friends like you. Wishing you all the best. May Allah bless you abundantly. More on you, Bitcoin bags, man. Hey, God bless you, brother. And lifer forever, man. I love that. Thank you. Oh, I didn't share my screen yet again, right? Yeah. Bang. But there he is with his wife. And there's their wedding. And even videos of the wedding. People. It's pretty cool, man. Most special day of his life, and he shared it with us. So thank you, brother. That means the world to me. And that's very nice of you. And that's why I love doing what I do, man. The connection to people is amazing. So everybody, thank you so much for being here on this amazing live stream. Bitcoin may be getting the bounce. So far, so good. It's not the worst thing in the world. We never know. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate that. 99,000 subscribers and counting. Unbelievable. Thank you very, very much. And I'll see you guys tomorrow morning like I do on those Saturday morning streams. We'll get them done quite early and move forward. But may God bless you. Thank you so much for always being a part of my life. It means the world to me. Thank you so much for joining me. Women that have gotten their husbands in the stream, thank you. Husbands that have gotten their wives in the stream. I've had fathers get their sons in the stream. Sons get their fathers in the stream. So many family members have come together throughout this stream. I just want to say thank you to everybody. May God bless you all. And remember, the secret to success is getting started. You got to start somewhere. You got to start something. We don't believe in ourselves. We feel up and down. We're not, we don't always have the confidence, so we don't start things. And years go by and we end up in the same place we were at before. Remember, That's why the secret to success is getting started. As much as crazy it is, like 99% of the world has problems getting started. And 10 years from now, they're going to be in the same place they are right now. I'm telling you. But there's going to be a few, 5% of the world that are going to be doers. They're going to move. They're going to change. It's a very small amount of people. So if you're going to do what everyone else does, you're going to fall into that pit of mediocrity and common. It's going to take a lot for you to break through that, become someone different, and become a star. You've got it in you, but the secret to that success is getting started. And so I wanted to bring that full circle today and really explain that in the manner it should be explained. I love you all. God bless each and every one of you. Keep pushing. Even I lose. It's about getting back up every single time and fighting for the next day. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. Stay blessed. Stay amazing. Stay squared up.